this is the thing. We have the energy of the opposites right here. We've connected to life itself and expanding with life itself and the patterns of life itself, the divine matrix, working with the divine, our divinity. Now we have the stars and the earth. So we're finding the balance between the heavens and the earth. And remember, guys, we are the center point. And this is allowing us to heal from our trauma. Another key piece of information, of knowledge, and we remember that knowledge is truth and applied knowledge is power. True power. And we are going to find the balance between our starseed roots and homes and the earth. And we're going to heal from our trauma and our suffering by looking at the mission. The mission is, all of life has been suffering and gone through much. And look, it's still here. Life is still here. And we came here on mission work to help, to expand this. And this is where we truly are the rainbow people, the rainbow warriors. And not abandoning our missions, by not abandoning ourselves, by not abandoning our paths, by being able to do the harder things, guys. This is about being able to face the negative and be the positive charge. And this is about expanding from the lower chakras with the higher chakras, but being the balance within through the center point. And you can see there's so much portal activation here. And this is being able to work with the seer and the shaman. Now, we received the message of the shaman on our last reading. And the shaman is working with the seer. And this is when we understand, guys, we came here to activate even further. Being a member of the 144, this is no joke. So we're going to understand all of this. We're going to understand it all. So this is like, I went to cooking school to master cooking, or I just, cooking was my natural gift and I mastered it. But now we're going to master something else. So now I've gone from, I mastered cooking. Now I'm going to master food sciences. And we're going to combine them. We're going to combine our gifts. And this is how we are really going to take out this hack and continue to expand with all of these messages we just received here today. And more. And we're also going to thank the people that have come before us in order to build the groundwork for us to amp up this building, because there have been many souls that have incarnated here to help with this. And if you follow Dolores Cannon's work, she expands off this. But remember, we're creating anew with things. So we have to be able to expand off previous knowledge. And we also have to be able to use knowledge from within. Because our paths are all coming together now to continue to create anew. But we're creating anew from the old. The old, it's being birthed from the old through the center point. This is connected to the Fibonacci sequence and spiral, and being able to work with the masculine and feminine, inner child, the children, innocence, and the divine. Source energy, Mother Earth, creation. The seer, position on the wheel. The seer is at the hub of the wheel, in the quarter related to water and the emotions, and linked to the mysterious moon and earth. She is partnered with the shaman and acts as a guide to the world tree. Well, that's why they're working together, guys. And now, he's working with the element of air. We have water. So this is the energy of the new world, our connection to Aquarius, and water and air. And the purification that we're going to do with the air, with the water. And as well as we know, that means we're going to be doing it with the water and the air. That's how this works, right? With patterning, with the connection through the center point. And this is being able to work with the positive tetrahedron of air and the negative tetrahedron of water. The Seer is wrapped in the owl's cloak of wisdom, decorated with totem animals of power and shamanic spirits. She stands before the world tree, drawing wisdom from the roots that are deeply embedded in the earth. Close around her are the symbols of the four elements that she mediates: the cup, the staff, arrowhead, and stone. From the head of her staff hang the crane bag and a set of runes. She may be masked, and her face may only be glimpsed or seen in half light. Her voice may be hushed, and she may speak in riddles. But if you listen, she can point you to new, wiser beginnings. And that's where we're going, guys. That's where we're going. Placed at the heart of the wheel and the wildwood in the quadrant of water, the Seer represents insight that is gained from the stillness and inwardness of the hooded man. She stands at the heart of an interpersonal universe and can mediate that knowledge and help to externalize this energy into power, wisdom, or creative endeavors in the material world. The Seer acts as an ocular mediator of the feminine intuitive and imaginative principle, but her mediation is based on grounded energy and skill. Grounded energy, guys. Our Gaia activation. This is symbolized by her feathered cloak, which represents the flight of thought and intellect, matured and stabilized through her deep-rooted power, grounded in the memory of the conscious earth. More connections. Grounded in the memory of the conscious earth. We just grounded ourselves with this activation. The Seer stands at the center both of the wheel and of the individual inner worlds, facing the shaman. She acts not only as a guide to the soul, but as a catalyst for the manifestation of creative and artistic work. Ideas may be filtered through the shadowy realm of dreams and trance-like states, but the inner archetypical mediator that forms these ideas into works of literature, song, or dance is the Seer. It is she who inspires the emotional link to a book or a piece of music, or brings a tear to the eye at the end of an emotional film, or laughter at a funny story. Oh, don't you feel the connections to this archetype? Don't you feel it? Guys, this is beautiful. Within her inherent ability to balance emotion, intellect, and willpower, she spurs us to create change in our material world and is a skilled mediator of all the elemental forces found within the wild wood. She fosters the positive exercise of will, manifested, God, let me get it straight, manifested by emotion and commitment, and resulting in outer material effect. This is one of the purest and most blessed forms of magic on earth. The time has come for you to focus your power and let it flow through you. Many dreams or desires related to the creative emotional process are ready to be applied in your day-to-day life, and you must now give vent to those hidden or suppressed longings. This may also relate to healing, sexual relationships, or partnerships. Now, the manifestation of inner spiritual or esoteric insights into your practical and physical daily life will bring profound rewards and results. It is a sign of maturity. The Seer also relates to creative impulses, such as art, mechanical skills, and craft, and the joy of bringing pleasure and knowledge to others. Guys, this is everything that came from channeled messages with Pisces season. And, scribed messages, how we're going to be transmuting and the fear, transcendence with fear into something higher vibe, because we're going to create with this fear. And look, as you Ideas may be filtered through the shadowy realm of ideas and trance-like states. You know, with the inner archetypical mediator that forms these ideas of works, literature, song, and dance is the seer. This is beautiful, and the connection to our emotions through that, bringing a tear to the eye at the end of an emotional film or laughter at a funny story. This is the energy in motion. It's beautiful. So, roots and branches, inspiration and wisdom, ocular prophecy, inner vision, shamanic flight, soul healing, empathy, and nature. And for the shaman, we have the wild man of the woods, Merlin as a teacher and adept, ancestral memory of wild animals, walker between worlds, the rituals and functions of the medicine man. First of all, I want to say thank you to the Wild Wood Tarot for helping us to receive channel messages today. And guys, this is lit. So look, we have the whole team on board right now that we need to help us with this transformation. And what it is connected to is being able to, we're going to elevate with generosity after everything we've done here with all this portal energy. And what this is going to do is we're going to expand with the cups. And we're going to remember that the other cup that we are expanding with is this one. Lust. Now in our other deck, it is a cup. But as you can see, within this deck, look at, she's within the lower worlds. And look at, she's pulling it. It's there's something being created here. Okay? And when we're in patterns of lust, this is lower vibe. This is what we came here to heal from. We don't want to drink from this cup or this space within here, okay? And you know what? Because this is about connection and our abundance and our swiftness. And we're going to do this with our connection to all of life. Remember, this is all of life. And that's what's going to help us to heal and expand. And what's happening here is the moon is illuminating the pathway there. Remember, the scarab beetle uses toxicity as fuel to get to where we're going, and teaches us to move our shit, our dung out of the way and create with it, right? It's fuel. Now, the moon is calling us through these portal spaces and places with energy, with a song, connection to our song, to the rhythms of creation. And this has to do with healing, and healing with the subconscious mind. And remember, if we're expanding consciousness and our subconscious mind is running 95% of the time, and that's why we have to heal with our habitual patterning, our connection to the moon, the feminine. What we're going to do is we're going to expand. We're going to change that percentage. That is expanding consciousness. And we're going to do it with vibration, frequency, and energy. And this is 2 lighthouses. Okay? This is the twin flame connection. And you know what, guys? We're Starseed twin flames. Many of us that meet up here. So we're amping it up. There's an activation here, and it's connected to healing from lust. And it's more than just lust, but I want to go to scribe messages here for a minute, because this all ties into the scribe messages that I've been called to write down today. And then I want to see what's being activated here, because I want you to see I was called to have this representation here of how the devil is how the devil is connected to the patterns of lust, okay? But we're not going to shame ourselves for creating with lust. This was part of our experience. And this has to do with metamorphosis right here, guys. We're in a time of metamorphosis. Expanding with the chakras, okay? Do you see we're going to put love here? We're not going to put shame here. We're going to put love here. This is healing through the energy of the opposites. We had to know this path in order to know where we're going in order to know this path and this path. And it's bringing us together. And it's bringing us together. Ooh, guys, hang tight. I dropped the card. It's bringing us together. Okay? Remember, through the center points, the upper world, the lower world, what we just received, the information here from our activations, and the connections through the center point. Expanding and working with the light. But remember, we've restored balance. We've also accepted the dark. We've untwisted it. And we're in the time of attraction through the water, through working with the Seer. But I want you to see, this heart is on fire. Because there's purification happening, and we're going to get to that with our blood right now. Okay, and scribed information. This actually really all ties in so beautifully. Guys, I'm going to have to move this up. Okay, this is what I was shown today. This has to do with knowledge and applied knowledge. So knowledge equals truth. Applied knowledge equals power. You know, as we just discussed. So what we're going to do is we're going to heal from substances, stimulus, lower vibrational stimulus. And because this is allowing us to continue to feed into the artificial matrix and keep us off balance. We're not in balance here. What we're going to do is we're going to work with our lymphatic system, our endocrine system, and our heart, blood connection here with purification. And that's what's being burnt away here. This has to do with purification of the heart and our flame. And this is attracting us back to one another through the Two of Cups. And this has to do with not only equality, but equity and healing from hierarchy, healing from dominance with all of life, okay? And healing from this artificial hack of the matrix and living in an inverted world where, you know, the, whatever you want to call it, the inorganic ones, the evils of this world that have hijacked the dark and now are living in plain sight. We're cleansing them. And we're cleansing them through the waters of creation with the Ace of Vessels. This is where it begins. And then we're coming together in the Three of Vessels with joy. This was also connected to our last message. And there is a Three of Cups reading coming, guys. Hang tight. And we really go into what this all is about. So we're going to heal from our substances and, you know, overconsumption of stimulus in a lower vibrational way. And that is this. Because remember, guys, we're going to push through and expand with our energy. And look, you can almost see, like, I feel like you can see, like, the lymphatic system, the endocrine system, the heart and the blood, like, moving through our body and the purification work that we're going to do. Because remember, when we're working with our chakras, we're having purification. There's even tears of blood. This means much, okay? Look at that third eye activation, and we know we've expanded from our connection to the devil energies. We've had to know this to have this expansion. It's part of our superpower. This is part of our superpower. And what we're going to do is we're going to feed into the divine matrix. And this has more to do with alchemy and symbiosis patterns. These patterns are more of a virus, okay? So creation of virus patterns feeding into the artificial matrix. What we are going to do is, because, you know, we want to feel some sort of way because we're out of whack, we're out of balance. So we're feeding off this stimuli. We're not going to do that. We're going to go back to the divine matrix, healing from stimulus for our expansion of life with the greater good, for our greater good. And we need to heal with good and bad here, guys. This is just elevated, okay? We're going to elevate. We're going to elevate with our energy. And this has to do with our connection to nature and natural euphoria from nature and source energy. And that's how we're going to do the alchemy with the divine matrix and create with our patterns of symbiosis. Now they show me the two fish coming together like this, our connection to working with Pisces. And closing it off was the water. And look, now we have a perfect triangle. We have the positive created right here. And this is connected to seed energy in the masculine, and the masculine is the seed. Think about it. When you make love, the feminine has the womb and the egg is released. And then the masculine fertilizes the egg. The masculine is still part of the seed with the fertilization for growth and birth, so we can birth anew. And this is connected to the horse, this expansion here with the horse. And the Nine of Cups, the levitation with the Fibonacci sequence and spiral, natural patterning. Our connection back to nature. And the masculine is coming forward with this. And it's connected to the moon, where we actually come together. I want you to see the Vesica Pisces and the patterning within here. There's still a connection to 3. Remember, in this portal, it goes from 1 to 3. We found that out on our last part in Scribe Messages. And this is being able to heal from our 5 of Stones, our lack of, and what we've endured here, and use that endurance to get to where we're going. This goes back to this. And that is what's allowing us to have our reunion through our metamorphosis with our connection to death and releasing what's lower vibrational and creating anew with it. So look, here we've gone below, and here we're going above, and here we're going below, and here we're going above. And each time we do this, we're creating anew. And we're releasing what needs to go from the Taurus with our energy field, and we're actually having our expansion, and we are creating our reunion. But remember, it's happening with this 3 of Cups here, because this is the 6 of Cups. Reunion, 3 of Cups, joy, but it was connected to the 2 of Vessels, the 2 of Cups, attraction, and the Ace, which is now 6 Cups. And what we're doing here is we're having a rebirth. We're having a rebirth. Here is the death of old self. And look, we're going to have growth from death of old self and create anew with it. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Something is being activated here, and it goes with her other activation card. And it has to do with the Prince of Swords, and this has been a bloody battle, and we're going to acknowledge that, because that's why we have to purify the blood, and that's why we're doing all this purification work and expanding with our bloodline, healing from our bloodline and exiting these karmic loops, and we're healing from history through the present moment to create these golden ages, to create this new world. And we're able to do this because we've connected to our divinity, to the divine matrix, and as above, so below, to the stellar gateway and the Gaia gateway. So something is greatly being activated here. And let's find out what it is, guys. Let's find out what it is. These are our activation cards. As you can see, this is our release, and this is our metamorphosis. Remember, this is our connection to death, the underworld, and the release, which is what we're doing. I love this cat, guys. I just love this cat. Can't get enough of this cat. That means we're in protection mode. We're being protected with our divinity, with our connection to... Guys, everything that we're doing right now is being protected. Honor that protection. And keep yourself high vibe. And then look, the moon, remember, this has to do with vibration, frequency, and energy. And that's the swords. That's our connection to working with the swords. And clearing up this hack with the element of air and this purification work. So, we're going to go here. To the Santa Morte Oracle cards.